Hi guys, as you know, I always wear my pajama or sports shoes in a lot of my videos. Yeah, because I live alone and right now I can't go out that much because it's a rainy season in here. Yeah. So and also I don't have to go to work or school, which is why I always in my room wearing my pajama or my night suit. So yeah, so I thought today I would like to do something different, like change my clothes for my video just for today. Okay, yeah, all right, let's start our shadowing. Okay, let's start it.
Hey,
Hey,
how's it going?
How's it going?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I know.
Well,
Well, I'm
relaunching the podcast.
Without James,
Unfortunately, James
has taken a different route in
life.
but you're
That's
stuck with
fine.
me.
But you're stuck with
So
me.
the Mind Your English podcast
So the Mind Your English podcast
is coming back.
With a bang.
Insert bang here.
Insert bang here.
Anyway.
So
yeah, I'm going to be talking about different topics
in a
natural way
that hopefully allow you
to
consume,
right? Have some form of input
in terms of the English language
without
just reading a boring textbook or listening to a boring audio
in your textbook.
So
I'm going to be talking about some different topics.
I'm going to be talking about some different topics.
I'm going to be using some natural phrases.
I'm going to be using some natural phrases, some slang from time to time,
some phrases verbs. This episode
there's lots of phrasal verbs today, actually.
And I will also have some guests on. Some friends that I know have different accents.
Some friends from abroad.
And we're going to be looking at
their topics
and
what they're
into
and
as well.
What they are into as well.
So it's going to be
a very interesting podcast.
And
yeah,
I'm glad to be back.
I'm glad you're back.
Let's get started,
shall we?
Okay, so lately I've been thinking a lot about how we change
as we get
older.
Not in a dramatic
movie style way.
Not like Hollywood. Just quietly, slowly, almost without noticing.
I don't mean big things like
changing careers or moving to another country.
I mean
small changes.
Things that you used to care about
that don't really matter anymore.
Things you didn't
understand before, but now you do.
And I think this is
an interesting topic because when you learn a language, especially English, you're often changing at the same time.
New habits,
new ways of thinking, new confidence, or something less confident.
So today I just want to talk about.
So today I'm going to talk about
no
lessons, no rules, just thoughts.
By the way, if you want to listen to the podcast
and read the text at the same time,
you can download
the transcripts below.
Just click the link,
type your email,
and then search for the correct episode on the PDF.
The chorus episodes on the PDF.
So one of the first things
I noticed as I got older
is that
I don't care as much about certain things anymore. For example, what people think of me.
I still care a little. I'm human, after all.
I'm human.
But not in the same way
I used to.
When I was younger,
I would go over conversations in my head for hours.
I replay what I said, beat myself up over tiny details. Did that sound stupid? Why did I say that? What do they think of me now?
What do they think of me now?
And the strange thing is,
most of the time, the other person probably wasn't thinking about it at all.
It's almost like
your brain gets tired of going over imaginary problems.
Another thing I cared about a lot before was
being right.
I used to enjoy arguments,
especially small ones.
The kind that don't really matter.
The kind that don't really matter.
The ones
about music, about movies, about who said what.
I just wanted to come out on top.
I just wanted to come out and talk.
Now, if someone disagrees with me, my reaction is often much calmer.
I think, yeah, maybe.
Not because I don't have
an opinion, but because peace feels more valuable than picking fights.
That shift
is quiet.
It doesn't happen
overnight.
Another big change
I would say is friendships.
When you're younger,
friendships feel permanent. Like this is my person.
Someone who really gets me. Close.
We will always be close.
But as you get older, you realize
that some friendships don't end. They just drift apart.
People become
busy.
Life gets complicated.
Energy becomes limited.
You don't stop liking each other. Just stop seeing each other as much. And at first that feels sad. Or even personal. You might think of
I have thought myself.
Did I do something wrong?
But
most of the time,
it's not about you at all.
It's about timing.
It's about
priorities.
It's about priorities.
It's about having fewer.
It's about having fewer
emotional resources
than you used to.
I've noticed that
I've noticed that
I don't need as many friends.
Older. I don't need as many friends.
I don't need as many friends.
But I value depth much more.
One honest conversation
now feels better than 10 shallow ones.
Also, it feels a lot more difficult to fake it.
What I mean by this is that if I am at a party and I don't feel like I'm connecting with anyone,
if I don't feel like I truly enjoy myself, I can go home. There's no FOMO. I can simply just go home.
Which is really nice. When I was younger, I would always be the last person to leave a party because I didn't want to miss out.
But this is a good habit to maintain. Your energy becomes more valuable
than your time.
When you're younger,
you can say yes to almost everything.
And you don't want to miss out.
But because you don't want to miss out.
And
as you get older, you start turning down invitations.
Not because you're rude,
but because you're tired.
You're
knackered.
And that tiredness
isn't just physical, it is mental. It's emotional. You start asking yourself, is this worth my energy? Do I have time for this?
For me, that
question changes everything.
You might
bow out plans. You might stay home. You might choose comfort over excitement. And for a long time, that can feel boring. But eventually, it feels honest. You're honest to yourself.
Now, I want to switch gears a little bit here, talk about looking back at life without regret. Because we are talking about changes.
As we get older, we notice.
So as we go older, we notice mistakes we made.
Oh, I do.
No, I do. I do too. Things we wish we had done different.
But
here's the thing, most of these mistakes were necessary to learn something. A bit like language. You might think, yeah, I should have done this differently. And yes, sometimes that's true. But if you beat yourself down for everything, you'll miss the bigger picture.
I try to look back
and say, yeah,
I messed up.
I grew
as a person.
It's
almost
like flipping the script on younger self. And the funny thing is, when you start doing this, it shows in your language too. And you start telling it. You start telling story different. You start telling story differently. Things like I had to figure this out on my own.
It took me a while to get used to it.
It took me a while to get used to it. I didn't realize it's the time.
Phrasal verbs like figure out.
But phrasal verbs like figure out.
Get used to.
Look back. Naturally appear when you reflect like this.
This makes your English sound.
So this makes your English sound.
Lived in,
right?
Makes it sound natural.
Make it sound natural. And
like you're
actually using it. So if you're listening to this and thinking, I feel different than I did before.
Normal.
That's completely normal.
If you feel slower,
calmer, if you feel calmer,
if you feel
more careful with your words or your actions or whatever. That doesn't mean you are losing something. You're not missing out.
Most of the time,
it just means you're becoming more aware.
And if you're
learning English,
right, I hope you are.
Right? I hope you are.
This matters.
Because fluency isn't just about speed.
Everybody wants to talk fast.
Everybody wants to talk fast.
I want to learn English in 3 months.
I want to learn English in 3 months.
I want fluency in 3 months.
I want fluency in 3 months.
It's not about
sounding confident all the time. It's about being real. About communicating.
It's about knowing
what you want to say. What you don't.
You don't need to
speak more. Sometimes you just need to speak more honestly.
Right?
Talk about things you enjoy.
So next time you speak
English, try this, right? Pause. Think. Say what you actually mean. Don't try to complicate things with specific phrases you're dying to use. I'm glad you are ambitious. I'm glad that you want to push yourself. But
real
communication is the most important.
Okay.
So a bit of a deeper chat on this one. I just moving on without James on this podcast, going alone, doing it by myself.
I thought I
want to talk about changes. I want to talk about something inspirational and inspiring. So
I thought
it would be good. And also you picked up some new phrasal verbs
as you
listened along.
Of course,
in the future, I'm going to talk about some different topics, some not as serious, some more serious.
Some with other people.
With other people. Okay, so make sure you log in and subscribe. And also make sure you get the transcript below.
To enjoy.
I want you to enjoy
the podcast. podcast,
and also be able to understand everything
that's going on.
That's going on, or everything that I'm saying. Anyway,
I'm gonna stop waffling. And
let you go.
So
all right.
I'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week.
Take care.
Take care. Bye bye.
Welcome back to the Mind During